So where we're looking, we're at the top end of the glen, and this is Glencoe Cottage here, beautiful cottage, which means that this mountain here is Stobjerag or BOGFEST Moor, which is the peak of the Lord's Herdsman. And if I come into the Larrygarten, this valley in between the two buckles, there's BOGFEST Bay, that lovely sun is just setting there, that's looking beautiful. So what I'm going to plan to do is I'm going to pan around, and I'm at Altna Fay here in Glencoe, and I'm going to try and get up the top or as high as I can on this mountain here. And this mountain is called Ben Acrylus, and the plan is to get as high as I can, and hopefully we're going to get some nice sunset. So here's Ben Acrylus at the top end of Glencoe here, and this, even though it's like a Munro and it's I think it's a Corbett, and it's not a spectacular mountain in itself, although the views from the top are amazing. And the reason being is it sits directly opposite the jewel in the crown of Glencoe, which is BOGFEST Moor, which is the iconic mountain of Glencoe. You see that, everybody knows you're in Glencoe. So what it does is it gives you some elevation and gets you up nice and high. So the plan is going to be I'm going to try and get up this, I'm going to walk along here, get up this, and this is boggy here, so I'm going to get on this really boggy bit, get up here and get onto this ridge, and then I'm going to try and get up as far as I can before the light goes. I'm never going to make it to the top because I'm going to run out of time, so I'm probably going to end up about here somewhere, and that way it'll get me a directly view opposite here. And I think what I'm going to try and achieve is this is the Larrygarten between the two buckles, and what I'm going to try and achieve is shoot this shot here all the way up with the Larrygarten and the River Couple coming down. And then also this road here is fantastic because it's a S shape, so as I get higher up I'm going to hopefully get the S shape of this in. I've been here many times and I still haven't got a portfolio shot from this location. Here's a couple of little pics I've taken. Here's one I took a few weeks ago when there was a really horrible storm come in, and obviously to get up to the top of there takes some commitment, and it's a bit of a killer, and it is because it's such a bogfest. It's a horrible mountain to get up to, but the views are definitely worth it. So let's see how we get on. Fingers crossed the weather doesn't change, but you never know.
Get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, start my day. Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. Let's go, see the sun shining from the windows.
Now the trouble with Ben Acrylus is it looks pretty, but it's not a pretty walk. It is quite simply a bogfest. Oh dear, where's my light gone? That big bank of cloud has just rolled on in and it's coming in from the west there, and it might just get over there. But this will be about my 8th or 9th time and I still haven't got the shot for my portfolio from this location, and it is absolutely stunning, I assure you. Still, you've got to be in it to win it, so I'm going to carry on and see where we get. So I've trudged up a bit higher. I will say I've got less breath than a pit pony, but there's the buckle there, and that's that big bank of cloud, and I'm looking for that lovely S in the road there that leads you down to Glencoe. So I'm not necessarily going to shoot the buckle today. That's that S I'm looking for. And as it gets darker, I'm hoping for maybe a few light trails on the old cars. But I just don't feel I'm high enough at the moment. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin you around, and I'm going to try and get to that ridge there that's just above us. The top is way over, and this is one of those, if you ever come one of those horrible peaks that is just false peak after false peak after false peak, and it's just a nightmare. And I've got to say, you've got to have wellies, because it has been a bogfest, it really has. Anyway, still looking okay, but probably not a portfolio shot coming up, but hey, you got to try. Hardly any battery left on this, so I'm going to rush in. I'm just about getting a bit of light here. Just look at that lovely light, and I'm just going to try and get a couple of shots here. I'm going to use the distortion of my wide angle lens on that boulder just to get that depth to it and a bit of foreground interest leading up to here. There's a bit of light in the sky. It's not going to be a great shot. My fingers are absolutely freezing. I've lost the use of my eyes. I can't focus. All my batteries are dying. Oh, let's hope we get something. I was going to stop at the top and get some light trails of the cars and maybe some stars, but that lot's coming in, I'm afraid. And sometimes you just have to be a bit safe in the hills here, so I thought, you know what, if that comes in, it's going to be a full-on whiteout blizzard. I could end up getting lost, and I'm going to miss my curry tonight that I've ordered. So I've decided to head on back to the car, and better be safe than sorry, and let's see what we've got.